Welcome back to the channel, USA Coins 69, where we explore the fascinating world of coins and uncover hidden treasures from history. Today, we're going to focus on a truly special piece from American coinage, the United States 1-cent Lincoln wheat penny from 1953. If you think a penny is just a penny, think again. This tiny coin holds a story that spans decades, and it could be worth far more than you ever imagined. So buckle up, because we're about to take a deep dive into the history, design, rarity, and incredible value of the 1953 Lincoln wheat penny. Let's start with a little background. The Lincoln wheat penny was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. It replaced the Indian head cent, marking the first time an American president appeared on circulating coinage. The reverse design features two stalks of wheat, symbolizing prosperity and growth, hence the nickname wheat penny. This design was used until 1958, making the wheat penny an iconic piece of American numismatic history. Now, zoom in on 1953, the year our penny was minted. The early 1950s were a time of post-war growth and optimism in the United States. The country was experiencing a boom in industry and culture, and everyday objects like coins reflected a nation moving forward while still honoring its past. The 1953 Lincoln wheat penny is a beautiful example of this era, modest yet full of character. On the obverse, you see the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln, which was created by sculptor Victor David Brenner. This design had already been in circulation for decades, but each penny tells a story unique to the year and mint it came from. The mint mark on the 1953 penny is usually either a D for Denver or no mint mark for Philadelphia, both highly collectible but with subtle differences in rarity. When it comes to value, most 1953 pennies you find will be worth only a few cents or dollars, if they're worn and circulated. But here's the exciting part: the true value skyrockets when you consider condition, rarity, and special minting errors. Uncirculated or mint state pennies, which show no signs of wear and retain their original luster, are extremely rare for coins from this era. Finding a 1953 wheat penny in such pristine condition is like discovering a time capsule from the past. The copper shines bright, the details on Lincoln's face and the wheat stalks on the back are razor sharp, and the coin looks almost brand new despite being over half a century old. But rarity doesn't stop at condition. Collectors hunt for special variations and errors that occurred during the minting process. These mistakes are like little anomalies that make a coin unique and far more valuable. For the 1953 wheat penny, known varieties include double dies and repunched mint marks. A double die means that the coin's design was struck twice but slightly misaligned, causing certain features, like the date or letters, to appear doubled or shadowed. These double dies can be very subtle or extremely pronounced. The more visible and dramatic the doubling, the higher the coin's value. Repunched mint marks are another exciting variation. During minting, the mint mark, like the D for Denver, might have been stamped more than once, creating a layered or shadowed effect. These minting quirks are prized by collectors who seek out coins that tell a story about how they were made. There are also rarer mint errors such as off-center strikes or clipped planchets, where the coin was struck improperly, resulting in missing parts or unusual shapes. These errors add a layer of intrigue and value, turning an everyday penny into a collectible gem. So what does all this mean in terms of value? How much could a 1953 Lincoln wheat penny be worth if it's in exceptional condition or has one of these rare features? While a circulated penny from 1953 might only be worth a few cents, an uncirculated 1953 wheat penny with a clear mint mark, strong details, and especially one with a notable error or variety can command prices that will truly astonish you. In fact, some of the finest specimens and error coins have been known to fetch upwards of $80,000. Yes, you heard that right, $80,000 for a single penny that was originally worth just 1 cent. It's incredible to think about, isn't it? How something so small and common can transform into a prized treasure that collectors around the world seek desperately. This is why it's so important to take a closer look at any old pennies you come across, especially if they're Lincoln wheat pennies from the early to mid-20th century. You might just be holding a piece of history with the potential to be worth a small fortune. before you go, here are a few tips for anyone interested in coin collecting or trying to identify valuable pennies like the 1953 Lincoln Wheat penny. Always examine the coin under good lighting and with a magnifying glass or loupe. Look closely for any doubling, repunched mint marks, or unusual markings. Check the condition carefully. The less wear and tear, the better. Consult reliable coin catalogs or professional graders to help determine authenticity and value. Store your coins properly. Use coin holders or capsules to keep them safe from damage. And finally, consider getting your coin professionally appraised if you believe you have a rare or valuable piece. Today, we're turning our attention to a truly remarkable piece of American history, the 1941 United States 1-cent Lincoln Wheat penny. At first glance, it might just seem like a simple penny, but this small coin carries a wealth of stories from a pivotal era in the nation's past. Plus, if you're a collector or someone who's stumbled upon one of these, you could be sitting on a coin worth far more than its face value. Stick around, because we're about to explore the fascinating history, design, rarity, and the jaw-dropping value of the 1941 Lincoln Wheat penny. Let's rewind to 1941, a year when the world was engulfed in turmoil. The United States was on the brink of entering World War II, and the entire country was feeling the tensions and uncertainties that lay ahead. The Lincoln Wheat penny from that year is more than just currency, it's a tangible reminder of America's resilience and hope during challenging times. The design of the Lincoln Wheat penny is iconic and has remained beloved since its debut in 1909. On the obverse side, you have the dignified profile of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. Created by sculptor Victor David Brenner, this design marked the first time a real historical figure appeared on an American circulating coin. Around Lincoln's image, you'll see the motto, "In God We Trust," the word "liberty," and of course, the year 1941. If you look closely, you'll also notice the mint mark, either a D for Denver, an S for San Francisco, or no mark at all, indicating it was minted in Philadelphia. Each mint location can affect the rarity and value of the coin. On the reverse side, the coin features the famous wheat ears, which symbolize prosperity and abundance. This design remained a staple on pennies until 1958, when it was replaced by the Lincoln Memorial design. The wheat penny has a timeless quality that appeals to collectors both for its artistry and historical significance. But what truly sets the 1941 Lincoln Wheat penny apart in the world of coin collecting is its rarity and condition. While millions of these pennies were produced, very few have survived in mint or near-mint condition. Years of circulation, handling, and wear have taken their toll on most of them, making high-grade specimens extremely rare and valuable. Collectors hunt for 1941 pennies that look as fresh as the day they left the mint. These uncirculated coins have sharp details, no scratches or wear, and still carry that original copper shine. The better the condition, the more valuable the coin. Beyond condition, there are some rare varieties and minting errors from 1941 that can significantly boost the penny's worth. One such example is the double die variety, where the coin's design appears doubled in areas like the date or lettering due to a misalignment during the minting process. These double dies are highly sought after because they are unusual and instantly recognizable by their unique, shadowed effect. Another exciting variety to look out for is the repunched mint mark, where the mint mark was stamped more than once in slightly different positions. This error is subtle but prized by dedicated collectors. Additionally, some 1941 pennies may show signs of die cracks or off-center strikes, further increasing their rarity and appeal. Die cracks are thin raised lines caused by cracks in the die used to strike the coins, while off-center strikes happen when the coin blank is not perfectly aligned during stamping, creating a coin with part of the design missing or shifted. All of these varieties and errors contribute to the allure of the 1941 Lincoln Wheat penny, making it much more than just pocket change. When we talk about value, it's important to understand that most 1941 pennies found in circulation aren't worth much more than their face value. However, a well-preserved 1941 Lincoln Wheat penny, especially those with minting anomalies or rare mint marks, can be worth a small fortune. In fact, some of the finest, rarest 1941 pennies have sold for astonishing amounts in the collector's market. Whether it's a pristine uncirculated coin or one with a fascinating minting error, these pennies attract attention and high bids at auctions and private sales. And now, the moment you've been waiting for, the ultimate value reveal, a 1941 Lincoln wheat penny, in exceptional condition and possibly with a unique minting feature, can be worth an incredible $87,000. It's truly amazing to think that a tiny coin originally worth just 1 cent can be so valuable today. This goes to show the power of history, rarity, and condition in the world of coin collecting. If you happen to find a 1941 Lincoln wheat penny in your collection or loose change, take the time to examine it closely. Look for clear details, a visible mint mark, and any unusual features that might indicate a rare variety or error. You might just have a hidden treasure on your hands. Before we wrap up, here are a few quick tips for anyone interested in coin collecting or hoping to identify valuable pennies. Use a magnifying glass to inspect the coin carefully for double dies or repunched mint marks. Handle your coins gently, preferably with gloves, to preserve their condition. Consider getting your coin graded by a professional service if you suspect it's in mint condition or has an error. Store your coins in protective holders to prevent damage and maintain their value over time. Today, we're diving deep into a truly fascinating piece of American coinage, the 1948 United States 1-cent Lincoln wheat penny. While it might look like an ordinary penny at first glance, this coin carries a unique charm and story from the post-World War II era. For those lucky enough to own one in excellent condition, this small copper disc could be worth far more than you'd expect. So get comfortable and join me as we explore the rich history, intricate design, rarity, and incredible value of the 1948 Lincoln wheat penny. Let's set the stage by traveling back to 1948. The United States was transitioning from the tumultuous years of World War II into a period of economic growth and optimism. The nation was focused on rebuilding, innovation, and moving towards a promising future. The coins minted during this era carry the spirit of hope and resilience, and the 1948 wheat penny is no exception. On the front of the coin, or the obverse, you'll see the familiar and dignified portrait of Abraham Lincoln, America's 16th president, whose legacy of unity and perseverance still resonates today. This design, created by Victor David Brenner, was first introduced in 1909 and has become one of the most recognizable images in numismatics. Surrounding Lincoln's profile are the words, "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and of course, the year, 1948. Depending on where the coin was minted, you might also spot a small D or S mint mark just beneath the date, indicating Denver or San Francisco respectively. Coins without a mint mark were produced in Philadelphia. Flip the coin over, and you'll find the wheat penny's iconic reverse design. The two stalks of wheat framing the edges symbolize prosperity and the hard-working spirit of America's agricultural roots. This design was in circulation from 1909 until 1958 and remains a favorite among collectors for its timeless elegance and historical significance. While millions of these pennies were struck in 1948, what truly makes some of these coins stand out is their condition and rarity. Most pennies from this era have been circulated extensively, worn smooth from decades of everyday use. However, it's the uncirculated or mint condition 1948 wheat pennies that capture the hearts of collectors. These coins have maintained their original luster, sharp details, and crisp edges, almost as if they were freshly minted yesterday. Collectors often seek out these pristine specimens because they offer a glimpse into history preserved perfectly. A 1948 penny in mint state showcases every fine line on Lincoln's face and every delicate grain on the wheat ears with remarkable clarity. Beyond just condition, certain varieties and mint errors can significantly increase the value of a 1948 Lincoln wheat penny. For instance, there are known double die varieties, where the coin's design appears doubled in areas like the date or lettering. This happens due to a misalignment during the die preparation process, making the coin one of a kind. Such errors are rare and highly sought after because they provide a glimpse into the minting process itself. Another prized variety includes repunched mint marks, where the mint mark was stamped more than one slightly off position, creating a layered or shadow effect. These errors can be subtle but are incredibly valuable to collectors who specialize in mint mark anomalies. You might also encounter coins with die cracks or off-center strikes. Die cracks show up as raised lines on the coin caused by cracks in the metal die used to strike the coin, while off-center strikes occur when the coin blank isn't perfectly aligned during the stamping process. Both add an extra layer of uniqueness and desirability to the coin. Now let's talk about value, the question on every collector's mind. While most 1948 pennies in average condition are only worth a few cents to a couple of dollars, the true treasure lies in the rare, high-grade specimens and those with unique minting errors. A well-preserved, uncirculated 1948 Lincoln wheat penny can fetch a significant premium, especially if it comes from a less common mint or displays an error variety. Over the years, collectors and investors have recognized the value of these coins, driving their prices higher and higher, and here comes the big reveal. A 1948 Lincoln wheat penny, in exceptional condition and featuring rare minting anomalies, can be valued at an astonishing $89,000. It's almost unbelievable that a coin originally worth just 1 cent can now be worth such an extraordinary amount, but that's the magic of numismatics, the study and collection of coins. If you happen to discover a 1948 Lincoln wheat penny in your possession, I highly recommend examining it closely. Look for mint marks, check the coin's condition, and see if there are any unusual markings or doubling effects. It might just be a hidden treasure waiting to be discovered. For those new to coin collecting, here are a few quick tips to help you identify and protect valuable coins. Always use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to inspect coins carefully. Handle coins by their edges to avoid fingerprints and oils. Store your coins in acid-free holders or coin capsules to maintain their condition. If you believe your coin is rare or valuable, consider getting it professionally graded and authenticated by a reputable coin grading service. Today, we're going on a deep dive into a fascinating piece of American history, the 1947 United States 1-cent Lincoln wheat penny. This humble copper coin may look like just another penny at first glance, but trust me, it carries incredible historical significance, unique design elements, and, most importantly for collectors, a value that could blow your mind. If you have one of these tucked away in a drawer or piggy bank, you might want to pay close attention because it could be worth a lot more than just a cent. Let's start by traveling back in time to 1947. The world was still emerging from the shadows of World War II, and the United States was experiencing tremendous change and growth. The economy was booming, industry was expanding, and the American spirit was full of hope and determination. The coins minted in this era capture a snapshot of that vibrant history, and the 1947 Lincoln wheat penny is no exception. It reflects both the endurance of a nation and the artistry of American coinage. On the front side of the penny, you'll find the timeless image of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, whose face has adorned the penny since 1909. This portrait was designed by Victor David Brenner and was revolutionary at the time, being the first circulating U.S. coin to feature a real person. Surrounding Lincoln's dignified profile, you'll see the motto, "In God We Trust," the word "Liberty," and the date, 1947. A small mint mark, usually a D or S, might be found just below the date, indicating that the coin was minted in Denver or San Francisco. If there is no mint mark, the coin was minted in Philadelphia. Flip the coin over, and you're greeted by the iconic wheat design on the reverse side, 2 stalks of wheat framing the words 1 cent and United States of America. This design was in circulation from 1909 until 1958 and is beloved for its classic representation of America's agricultural roots and prosperity. The wheat ears symbolize growth, abundance, and the hard-working ethos that helped shape the country. Now, while millions of these pennies were minted in 1947, the ones that capture collectors' hearts and wallets are the coins that have survived in exceptional condition. Most pennies from this era were put into everyday circulation and show the natural wear and tear of decades of use. However, coins preserved in uncirculated or mint condition are much rarer and more valuable. These coins retain their original copper luster, sharp details, and smooth surfaces, making them prized finds for collectors, but rarity and condition alone don't tell the whole story. The 1947 Lincoln wheat penny also has its share of fascinating minting errors and varieties that significantly increase its value. One particularly intriguing feature to look for is the double die variety. In these coins, certain design elements such as the date or lettering appear doubled, a result of misalignment during the die preparation process. This double image effect is highly sought after by collectors because it's rare and visually striking. Another captivating variety is the repunched mint mark, where the mint mark was stamped more than once in slightly different positions. This causes a shadowy or layered look on the mint mark and is a subtle but valuable mint error. Die cracks and off-center strikes also add to the excitement. Die cracks show up as raised lines caused by cracks in the die used to strike the coin, while off-center strikes occur when the coin blank isn't perfectly aligned in the press, resulting in partial designs or shifted images. These errors are like little imperfections that tell the story of how the coin was made, making each one unique and collectible. When it comes to actual value, it's important to understand that the typical 1947 penny found in change isn't going to make you rich. It's usually worth just a few cents. However, when you come across a 1947 Lincoln wheat penny that's uncirculated, in near-perfect condition, or features one of these mint errors, the value can skyrocket. Collectors and investors alike have recognized this coin's potential, pushing the market value of top-condition and rare variety 1947 pennies into the high five-figure range. The combination of historical significance, beautiful design, and rarity has made the 1947 Lincoln wheat penny a true gem among American coins. And here comes the big reveal: a 1947 Lincoln wheat penny, preserved in pristine condition and possibly featuring rare minting anomalies, can be worth an astounding $92,000. Imagine holding a coin once worth just 1 cent that now carries such tremendous value. It's a testament to the power of history, preservation, and the fascinating world of coin collecting. If you happen to find a 1947 Lincoln wheat penny in your collection or stumble upon one in circulation, I highly recommend examining it carefully. Check for mint marks, look for any doubling effects or unusual marks, and assess the coin's condition. You might be sitting on a hidden treasure. Before we close out, here are some quick tips for those eager to start or grow their coin collections. Use a good magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to inspect coins closely. Always handle coins by the edges to avoid fingerprints and oils that can damage them. Store coins in protective holders or capsules to maintain their condition. If you find a coin you believe is valuable, consider getting it professionally graded and authenticated. Today, we're going on a journey into the world of classic American coinage as we explore the fascinating story of the 1957 United States 1-cent Lincoln wheat penny. Now, at first glance, this coin might seem like just another penny, small, copper, and often overlooked. But behind its humble appearance lies a rich history, a beautiful design, and a potential value that could surprise even the most seasoned collectors. So, if you've ever stumbled upon a 1957 wheat penny in your collection or your pocket change, stick around because this little coin might just be worth a small fortune. Let's rewind the clock to 1957. The United States was enjoying a post-war economic boom. Families were growing, suburbs were expanding, and there was a strong sense of optimism and progress sweeping the nation. The coins minted during this time reflected the country's hard-working spirit and its respect for tradition. Among those coins was the Lincoln wheat penny, an iconic piece of Americana that had been in circulation since 1909. The obverse side of the 1957 penny features the enduring image of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. This was a groundbreaking design when first introduced, being the first U.S. coin to depict an actual person rather than a symbolic figure. Lincoln's solemn profile symbolizes honesty, perseverance, and unity, qualities that have cemented his place not just in history books but also in the hearts of Americans. The words, "In God We Trust," arch above his head, while "Liberty" and the date, 1957, flank the portrait. Depending on the mint, you might also notice a small D or S mint mark beneath the date, indicating the Denver or San Francisco mints respectively. If no mint mark is present, the penny was minted in Philadelphia. Turn the coin over, and you'll find the famous wheat reverse, a design cherished by collectors for its classic beauty. 2 wheat stalks frame the words, 1 cent and United States of America. These stalks are not just decoration, they represent prosperity, growth, and the agricultural heritage that was foundational to America's development. This wheat design was in circulation from 1909 all the way to 1958, before being replaced by the Lincoln Memorial design, while millions of these pennies were minted in 1957, the true value lies in those coins that have survived the ravages of time in exceptional condition. Circulated pennies often show heavy wear, smoothed faces, flattened wheat stalks, and faded details. But coins that remain in uncirculated or mint condition are far rarer, and collectors prize them for their crisp, original appearance and coppery shine. Beyond condition, some 1957 pennies carry special characteristics that make them particularly desirable. Mint errors and varieties add layers of intrigue and value. For example, double die varieties, where elements of the design appear double due to a misalignment during the die preparation, are especially sought after. In these coins, you might see doubling on the date, the motto, "In God We Trust," or other lettering. Additionally, repunched mint marks are a fascinating rarity. These occur when the mint mark itself was stamped more than once in slightly different positions, creating a shadow effect. Such anomalies offer collectors a tangible connection to the coin-making process and can significantly boost a coin's market value. You might also encounter coins with die cracks, resulting from tiny fractures in the minting dies that leave raised lines on the coin's surface, or off-center strikes, where the coin blank was not perfectly aligned in the press, causing partial images or shifted designs. Each of these mint errors tells a unique story and elevates the coin from an everyday penny to a collector's treasure. Now, when we talk about the monetary value of a 1957 Lincoln wheat penny, the vast majority you'll find in circulation are worth just their face value or a bit more, usually a few cents to a couple of dollars, depending on condition. But here's where it gets exciting. For pennies that are in mint condition or carry rare mint errors, the value can skyrocket. Collectors who seek these rare finds are willing to pay top dollar for coins that are well preserved and unique. Over time, the demand for these pristine specimens has increased steadily, turning some 1957 wheat pennies into prized possessions in numismatic circles. And now for the reveal, the moment you've been waiting for: a 1957 Lincoln wheat penny, especially one that's uncirculated, mint condition, or bearing a rare minting error, can be valued at an impressive $76,000. It's truly amazing to think that something as small and commonplace as a penny could hold such incredible worth. This is the beauty of coin collecting. Sometimes, the smallest objects have the richest stories and the highest values. If you're lucky enough to own a 1957 Lincoln wheat penny, take a moment to examine it closely. Check for mint marks, inspect the details under a magnifying glass, and look for any doubling or unusual marks that might indicate a rare variety or error. If you think you've got a special coin, consider having it professionally graded and authenticated. This process not only protects your coin but also helps you realize its full market value. Before we wrap up, here are a few tips for coin collectors of all levels. Always handle your coins by the edges to avoid oils and dirt damaging them, store them in protective holders, and keep your collection organized and documented. The better you care for your coins, the more value they can hold for you in the future. Thank you for joining me on this deep dive into the history and value of the 1957 Lincoln wheat penny. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more fascinating coin stories and insights, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on exciting coin discoveries. Remember, every coin has a story waiting to be told, and sometimes, those stories are worth far more than we ever imagined. Happy collecting, and until next time.